Okay, I've disconnected the battery. I've already popped the OEM airbag and cover out. Here's the assembly. The back of the steering wheel, I should say. And this is the old harness. So we're going to unplug these, unplug that, and that. And these are up here. And then the whole thing should come out. When you look at this plug here, and if you're trying to figure out what plugs go where from the old harness to the new harness and the new airbag, I started freaking out because this particular plug right here is smaller than what's on the new harness. The new harness is a bigger plug. Well, on the back of the new airbag, it matches the new harness. So gonna have to snip this, snip that to get everything out and unplugged. And the new harness should go right in. Then I'll have to retie the stuff up and get them out of the way. These plugs here to the right and the left go to the switches. I've already put a new button, I should say, button side on this with auxiliary 1, 2, and 3 to go with my taser. So I can just push one button for line lock, and right now there's a couple of light shows on these two buttons, but you can also turn your rear camera on and off anytime you want if you want to remap a button for that. I'm hoping the guy that does the taser will program and remap the two buttons that you have to start to turn the fans on and off. I hope he remaps that to one touch button. Turning the fans off is great waiting in line to drag race. You can cool the motor off a little bit. Anyway, I'll pull this old harness out and bag. Got the whole harness unplugged. It looks a lot like the new harness, just wrapped in yellow. The new one's in yellow tape instead of black. Everything's the same except for this particular plug here that's in the back of the original bag. Now, to unplug the bags, there's two little clips that you got to pull up, and then they should just unplug. I took a picture so it reminds me, and so I can keep track of which plug plugs into which. I'm not sure if it's which one's important. They're labeled 1 and 2 on the new one, so I'm sure that it is. So I'll plug these back into the same corresponding ones on the new bag. Ties kind of seem like they would present a problem trying to get the new ones in. I actually happened to get lucky and get this one in real easy. They punched little holes in the back of this to put the ties on. You can't see them in the back. One thing I didn't do is I didn't lower the steering wheel. I don't think that would have made any difference. But now I've got this tie in here, but this particular hole that's punched with the second hole is way low compared to this one. This one I was able to actually get them in, messing around, sliding back. But this one's kind of low. I've been playing with it for a while. I'm going to play with it for a little bit longer. If not, I'm just going to punch a hole up higher, right about there, and then I should be able to get it in. Okay, it took me about 15 minutes, but I finally got this left one fed in and back through the other hole. Tried punching a hole up above, but that wasn't going to work. So now put the new wiring harness in and get everything plugged in, and it should pop right in. I looked at these plugs. They are not marked 1 and 2 from what I can tell. There's just blue and then yellow. Blue and yellow. Hey, how about that? New one and old one both. Actually, this is the new one. That's the old one. Both blue and yellow. So that's how you keep them straight. How about that? It's done with the new harness. The only thing that's to plug in now is in back of the new airbag and the actual airbag plugs. I've got one tie to get done and get this back up. Got that one. We'll be done. Okay, all tied in, ready for the last 3 plugs, and it should pop right in. Okay, those 2 plugs and the final plug popped right in, so now it should just pop right in. We will make sure that everything is going to be out of the way of the hooks. The wires look like they curl right in. Hopefully the pins will pop in. It's hard to do this with 2 hands. It should just lock like the old bag, and it's not doing it. The old bag would just pop right in and lock. So now I have to figure out why it's not locking. Be right back. Okay, I guess there was no problem. I just had to push harder. The old airbag, since I'd had it on and off a couple of times, putting this new auxiliary button deal in, it just snapped in a lot easier, both sides. This one was just a little bit stronger. I guess the spring is stronger in there. I freaked out a little bit ago and thought I didn't have a horn, but I haven't reattached the negative on the battery yet. So here we go. I'll go back and reconnect the battery. Next scene should be a lit SRT. Of course. Take that off. Here I go. Okay. Dome lights are on now. Gonna close the door. Turn the dome light off. I'll turn my spotlight off. And we'll turn the headlights on. Cool. It works. Very cool. Light comes on at the same time when you turn the parking lights on. Yep. Those come on too. It's my heated cup holders that I installed from 2014 cars and earlier. Okay, now the SRT does not light when you just open the door or the dome lights on. Okay, that's it. Hope this helps, guys. Okay, one last little video. With the SRT. Some would ask, why did I get the white instead of the red, like what's in the 2017s? Well, because I have a B5 blue charger, and I've got everything in blue. The background on the computer's blue, and it just matches better, in my opinion, than the red. I also have lit sill guards, fiber optic. They're blue. It's kind of a lousy blue with the camera, but I think it looks good. Eventually can't see the color. Well, you can kind of see the red. I'm eventually gonna end up with red gauge gauges, I think. There's a company that makes them now. They have them on eBay. And I think eventually I'll get those and put them in. And then everything will match.